All right, beautiful people. It's a lovely weekend, and with my full chest, I welcome you to Frank Teaches Devils. Frank Teaches Devils. All right, Frank Teaches Devils. So, guys, in today's video, I will be discussing Portainer. All right, Portainer. Okay, so I've heard it once, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. So, and a friend, one of my subscribers, reached out to me and requested that I do a video on Portainer, okay, on Portainer. So I had to go to the documentation to read about Portainer, what Portainer is, and what it is not. All right. So I come to realize that Portainer is a GUI for managing Docker, for managing containers. All right. So you know very well that all the while, let me put it on that we have been managing Docker on the terminal, right? So all this while, you manage Docker, you manage containers on the CLI. I still have Docker, yeah. Docker images, right? So, oh, this environment is so messy, so messy. Apologies, guys, so messy. So you've been managing your images, all right? Your Docker, your containers via CLI. You do a lot. You create volumes, you create containers. Let me check something. Docker help. All right. So you create what are the most important things? You create networks, you create images, you create volume, secret services. You go as far as into Docker Swarm, and you do a lot. But all of what you're doing it from the CLI, the CLI. All right. Now, but Portainer, they came up with something called Portainer, a product called Portainer, where you could the same thing you do on the CLI. You could do that same thing on GUI and more more things. More things. All right. So this is just basic thing that Portainer does. A GUI for managing Docker and Kubernetes. All right. So if you can see from before I go to my architecture, let me just go to their website. So the website for Portainer is no, this is when you need to register. Is Portainer.io. So Portainer.io will take you to the official website of Portainer. So this is called Container Management Made Easy. Okay, they call it Container Management Made Easy. So they say easily deploy, configure, and secure containers in a minute on Docker, Kubernetes, Swarm, and Nomad in any cloud data center or device. Okay, okay. Now the first thing first you need to do, you need to get why Portainer. Okay, let me go reduce operational disease. So when you have time, please just go to the website, all right, and read about Portainer. Okay, read about Portainer. Okay, now I'm just going to show you Portainer first field. Portainer first field, all right, and I'll be deploying Portainer as a Docker container. Okay, all right. So this is Portainer. This is the icon for Portainer. And from there, you can manage your Docker environment and you can also manage your Kubernetes environment. You're going to see some demos about around Docker and Kubernetes. All right. So once it's deployed, this is what you get. This is how the GUI looks like. All right. Very intriguing, very nice GUI. Okay. So this is our deployment steps. We don't need to waste much time. It's just straight. Da, 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 da. Okay. So now the first thing you need to do is you need to grab a license. You need that license. Now, how do you get the license? You go to portainer.io and you click on get started for free. So this get started for free is going to create an account. If I click this guy, I've done it already, so I don't need to do it. Now you fill this form. Once you fill the form, you activate. The moment you activate, Portainer, they're going to send you two email. One is a welcome email, and the other is an email that contain your license. A license for 5 nodes. 5 nodes. All right. So you need to keep that license safe. So this is my license they gave to me, Portainer business license key. All right. So you need to keep this license because you need this license for login, to set up, to set up Portainer for the first time. All right. So we are going to be needing this key. Okay. So let me just add that as a note. As a note. Get registered on the Portainer.io website to receive your license key. License key. Because you need it. All right. You need a license key. Okay. So now let's get started. All right. So I'm going to be creating an EC2 instance that I won't show us here because we all already know how to create an EC2 instance. All right. So I'll also be pausing the video. All right. While I create the EC2 instance. Then on the EC2 instance, I'll continue. I'll install Docker on the EC2 instance. I will deploy Portainer as a Docker container and bam. Okay. So let's get started. All right. So um, launch instance. Okay, so the Portainer instance is up and running. Okay, so click on connect and yeah, grab the SSH connection part and let's go there. Let's go there, paste it, and voila, I am inside of my container. Sorry, my instance. All right. So from the diagram, we've created the instance. Now let's go ahead to install Docker on the instance. So installing Docker is just straightforward. Blah blah sudo see I always get now yum install. All right, Docker. So straightforward. So once Docker is installed, I'm installing Docker version 20 dot 10.17. All right, you can see it here, 20.1.107. Okay. All right. So the next thing I need to start the Docker service using system D. Enable Docker. That's it. Okay. It's been enabled. Then let's start the service. So let's start the service so that if we go like this, status, Docker is up and running. Okay, so we've done item number 2, which is install Docker on the instance. So the next one we need to do is deploy Portainer as a Docker container. All right, so all I need to do, I just need to go to the website, um, portainer.io. Okay, it's a different link. That link to install Portainer is install.portainer.io. Install.portainer.io. So once you go install.portainer.io, so you're going to see um, different setup. All right. If you want to try Portainer on your local machine, you want to deploy Portainer on a lab infrastructure, or you want to deploy Portainer on a production infrastructure. Let me see. Um, let's see the deployment on my lab. Let me see this lab infrastructure. Okay, great. So you click on lab infrastructure. Once you click on infrastructure, go to just give me the installation commands. All right. So click on just give me the installation what commands. So once you're there, you will see 3 options. Are you installing as a Docker standalone, or a Docker Swarm, or a Kubernetes? So I want to install it as a Docker standalone. So in Docker standalone, you also see 3 different options. Are you installing on Docker on Linux, core Linux, or you're installing on Windows subsystem for Linux? Sorry, apologies. All right, that's nature. Oh, so the first option is what we need to take. So click on this first option. Okay. So you're going to see you're going to read a bit though. All right. So introduction. Portainer consists of two elements: Portainer server and the Portainer agent. Both elements runs at lightweight Docker containers on a Docker engine. So I'm going to leave you with this article. By default, Portainer server will expose the UI over port 9443. So it's going to expose the UI over port 9443. All right. And Portainer uses a self-signed certificate. All right. So you're going to just read when you have time. All right. So straight to the point, the first thing we need to do, we need to create a a volume, all right? A volume that Portainer will use for data persistency. All right. So if you see Portainer underscore data, you should see that here. So this is here to persist is data. All right. Persist is data. Okay. So I'll grab this first command and go to my stuff, my instance, and I will just paste it. So that has been created. So if I say Docker volume list, I only have one container. Then if I need to see where it is mounted, so Docker inspect volume and volume name. Volume name is Portainer underscore data. So I should see that this guy is mounted on valid Docker volumes Portainer blah blah blah. Okay. So far, if I go to this directory, change directory var lib docker volumes Portainer, I don't have anything here. I only have data. All right. So if I check this directory, what I have there is empty as well. All right. Now let's see what we can do now. So the next line is then download and install the Portainer server container. All right. So now let's copy this link as well. Copy this and let's go to our instance, paste it, and run it. So since the Portainer image is now available locally, it's going to first download it before it will create the container. Okay, great. So let's check if we still have some data in this guy. So you can now see now. Now the data, the data for the container have started persisting. All right, they have started persisting. So these are the information in this container. Okay, so if I also need to let's check the running container. The running container is Portainer. So if I need to exec into that container and see where is being uh, the where the volume is being mapped to. All right, let's check where it's mapped to. So it's mapped to slash data in your what in your container. So let's check that briefly. Let's just check that briefly. Docker exec it Portainer, then bash. Undo this, undo this. Final found. Okay. Okay. So now that container is now running, so I tried exec it into Portainer, which is container name, and sh. So it's telling me that sh is not found in this path. All right. So I don't know why it's behaving like that. Even if I do Docker ps minus a, I can't see an entry point. All right. I can't see. Okay. So this is the command. The command is Portainer, but this won't work. sh slash Portainer. That won't work. It won't work. Even if we've done something like bin, it won't work. All right, so let's not get bothered. All right. So let's see how we can. This has been installed. It has been installed. So let's see how we can access access the GUI on the browser. So mind you, Portainer runs on 9443. So we may need to go to we may need to go to the come here, the EC2 instance, which is Portainer, all right, the security group, which is NAT SG, new tab, and enable and open the ports, edit inbound rules, and open port 9443. So which I have done here already. So add the rule for 9443, and yeah, so I've done it already. So let's see how we can access these Portainer on the GUI. So take the Portainer instance and copy the public IP. So let's go there, paste it, column 9443. Okay, so at first glance, you get this client sent an HTTP request to HTTPS. All right, so all you need to do, come back to your browser because it's trying to hit HTTP. Meanwhile, you are trying to access HTTPS on 9443. So what you do, you change your protocol from HTTP to HTTPS, HTTPS. All right. So this is all you need to do. So you hit enter. So this page comes up. You go to advanced because it's using a a self-signed certificate. So click on proceed. So proceed is going to take you to the initial setup. All right. Initial setup for Portainer. You need to restart Portainer. What was it saying? All right, I'm still getting this. So let me do the container Docker PS. That's fine. So Docker stop Portainer. So if I do Docker PS, it's no longer there. So let's start it again. Docker start. Okay, so refresh this page. All right. So it's coming up now. All right. So it's requesting for what? Admin password. So you just create for the first time to ask you to create your admin password. So I'm creating my admin password. It should be at least 12 characters long. See, okay, great. So I now create this user. All right. I like collection of anonymous statistics. Create user. So once the user is created, it will now request for my license. My license. So, like I said earlier, you have to create an account. Okay, get registered on the portal.io website to receive your license key. You need that license key. So this is my license. I'm going to copy it and go to my Portainer, sorry, paste it and click on what? Submit. So the moment I click on submit, I'm going to get the Portainer GUI. So I don't like this black screen, all right? So all I need to do, I'll go to admin my account, all right? Go to my admin my account, and then you should see something below user theme. All right, so user theme, you can change it, you can change this, you can change that, whatever how you want it. So I like light theme. All right, so once that is set, that's okay. Okay, so let's see how can let's go through the Portainer environment. So users, you can create users. Let me say Frank. Password is and create users. Once you're done, you can make this user administrator or whoever. You click on create user. That user has been created. You can see we have Frank. He is an ordinary user. Okay, ordinary user. So you can also create teams. Let's call it dev team. All right, and members, team members can add Frank as a member to the dev team. All right, then create what team. Team has been created. So this is dev team. All right, so you can do a lot on. If you want to remove it, you can remove the dev team. Let's open the dev team and see. So yeah, these are the users. You can remove members from the dev team. Okay, if you have more users here, you can add more users to the dev team. So roles, you can create roles, all right? Operator role, help desk role, standard user role, read only role, okay? Environment administrator, this is full access. You can create users and give them roles. All right. So if you want to give, let's say, um, let me check something. This user, Frank, doesn't have a role. Okay, it's like comes at the point of creation. All right. So environments, you can create different environments. So what we have by default is the local environment, which we that came along with the installation, with the setup. All right, with the setup. So you can add other environments. So let's see how we can add environment before we go further. All right. So you can click on add environments. So in here you can add a Docker Swarm environment. You can also add Kubernetes environment via URL. All right, you can add ACI, you can add Nomad, you can add Kubernetes as a service. All right, which is this other one will try to integrate your cloud environment. Right, so let's see how we can integrate our cloud environment into Portainer. So if I click on this CAS and click on Start Wizard, all right. So I have different cloud providers here, right? But the cloud provider I'm going with is what? AWS. So I click on AWS. So it's saying that Elastic, I should add my Elastic um Kubernetes service into Portainer. All right. So what I got to notice, okay, let's get there. So the first thing you need to do, you need to first of all authenticate. You create the environment name and you authenticate with your to your AWS tenants. Let me call this environment my staging. Here's my staging. I can also say QA. This is my QA. All right. So this is QA environment. So my access key, I already have my access key open. So I'm going to copy my access key, paste the access key. Where is that place again? And my secret key. All right. Paste the secret key. And that's all. Click on add credentials. Add credentials. So the moment you add credentials, it says credentials created successfully. It will automatically sync. All right, it will automatically authenticate with your AWS tenant. So now from there you can now create your cluster, your EKS cluster. So let's see how we can create EKS cluster. All right, so I need a worker node count of, let me just say two. I need just two nodes. Kubernetes version should give me the latest 1.22. All right. So, all right, that's okay. Then AMI type is Amazon Linux this. You can always change it. You can see. You can always change it. Then instance type is this M4 4x large. Then the region is London region. This is my London region. All right. Okay, so the cluster name is QA cluster. QA cluster. So let me keep it small letters, please. QA cluster. All right. So I think once everything is set, that's it. So the next thing you need to do is click on what? Provision environment. So once you click on provision environment, it tells you that CAS cluster provisioning started. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. All right. So I'm going to show us on our cluster side. There is nothing for now, right? We don't have anything, okay? But it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes before you start seeing something here. So while we are waiting for the cluster to get created, let's look at other things we could do. Let's close this so you can see this QA is waiting for cloud provider. All right, it's being provisioned on AWS. All right, you can create groups, you can create tags. All right, then registries also. You can also add your registry. All right, if you click on add registry, you could add your Docker registry, you could add your AWS container registry, you could add Azure container registry, you could add all of these. As of now, these are the registries that are supported. You can also add custom registries that are not on 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 portainer.io. All right, you can add them and get connected. Okay, and licenses. I have my license here, which is this. So it's just like a subscription. I think, yeah, that's it. Yes, yeah, that's it. Now, node, the maximum node for a free account is five. So you can always add more licenses. All right. So far I've used two nodes in the creation of my Kubernetes cluster. If you remember my Kubernetes environment, in this environment, I requested for what? For two nodes, node counts. Yeah. So that's where it's coming from. Go to your license. You can see I've used two already. Okay. I've used so if you want to use more nodes, then you have to upgrade your license. All right. So authentication logs, you can see activity logs. So what you've been doing otherwise. So let's go to page two. So you see all of these. Okay. So that's it. That's it. That's it. Then settings, you can always check your cloud authentication. I have my cloud. Where is it? Okay, cloud. For cloud, I'm already authenticated to AWS. So this is it. I'm already authenticated. If I open it, I should see my credentials. All right. So that's it. Edge compute, edge compute. You know what that is. So if you need to connect to a edge device, you install this agent on that device and to automatically get connected to Portainer Cloud. All right. So I think this is it, guys. So it is from this environment you will now start creating your containers and doing your stuffs. All right. So let's look at local. What's in the updated environment? Nothing much. Nothing much. I think this is from this cluster. We should be able to do one or two. So let's go back to AWS and refresh. Can you see, guys? Can you see? So Portainer has deployed as provisioned a cluster for me. All right, that's provisioned a cluster. It also provisioned the number of node counts. All right. So let's go to compute. So compute is going to take some time. It's going to take some time for this to come up. All right. It's going to take some time. It takes a lot of time, almost the whole day. All right. I don't have time from takes the whole day. So I just need to show us how you can have Portainer up and running. How you can have Portainer up and running. Up and running. So let's go back to our diagram. All right. So from a diagram, you shall now see that we've fulfilled item number three, which is deploy Portainer as a Docker container, and four, access the Portainer GUI via the public IP of the EC2 instance, right? Of the EC2 instance. So far, so good. You've seen how we've been able to set up Portainer as a Docker container. So if I come back here and if I do anything, if I stop this guy, if I stop my container, everything stops. All right, it stops. Refresh. It's going to stop. It stops. Right now, if I start this guy, so it comes back up. Refresh. I will still continue from where it stops. All right. So you can log in as Frank, the user we created. All right. So we are back in. So you can see Frank is not an admin. It's just an ordinary user. So there are things Frank could do and there are things Frank could not do. Frank is just an user. He can't create an environment. He can only just view. All right. So my account, let's change this back to white theme. So these are things Frank can only do. All right. He can't do anything further. This is it. He can't even see the environment. He can't see even the local environment because he does not have the permission. So if I log out and log in as admin, right? Login as admin, you can now see that admin has everything. He has everything. Environment, provision error, because we shut down the container, right? We shut down the container. So this is provision error. Okay, this is provision error. So it takes time though. It takes time, and this guy will fail. It must have failed. It's still creating, so you can always delete it. Just delete the cluster. There's no need. So copy, delete cluster, and let's go back to Portainer and remove that environment. Check here and click on what? Remove environment. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So it's gone. So this is how you manage your Portainer environment. You do your integration. Your integration is from your environment. Click on add environment and you do your integration. So far so good. We've been able to see how to set up a Portainer using a Docker container. So this is it. This is it. This is it, guys. And I want to thank you immensely for your support and for the push. And I oblige us to try and subscribe to our channel and also recommend our channel for your friends to also subscribe, share, and give comments. Thank you and see you in our next video. Frank teaches DevOps. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you and have a lovely weekend.